last B-2 Spirit stealthy long-range strategic bomber was delivered to the U.S. Air Force in 2000. At the time, this was the only operational stealthy strategic bomber capable of delivering nuclear weapons. In 2014, a long-range strike bomber, LRS-B project was launched by the U.S. Air Force to acquire a successor for the B-2. Companies like Boeing, Lockheed Martin and Northrop Grumman were working on the development of new bomber. In 2015, design submitted by Northrop Grumman was selected by the U.S. Air Force. Furthermore, Northrop Grumman produced the previous B-2 Spirit bomber. Development and assembly of the first bomber began in 2016. In 2016, the new bomber received official B-21 designation. The new B-21 Raider is a more modern version of the B-2 Spirit. It has similar design, however it is a new aircraft, rather than a modified version of the B-2. In 2021 there were reports that 2 B-21 bombers were built and are ready for testing. The B-21 was publicly unveiled in 2022. First flight was made in 2023. It is believed that the new bomber will reach initial operating capability during the next few years. It will form the backbone of the U.S. long-range bomber fleet alongside the older B-2 Spirit, B-1B Lancer and B-52 Stratofortress strategic bombers. There were some reports that the U.S. Air Force want to start replacing its oldest B-2 Spirit bombers in the mid-2020s. In 2020, the U.S. Ministry of Defense announced that they might order a total of 145 B-21 bombers if the flight tests will be successful. By 2022, some B-2 airframes could be nearly 30 years old and the newest ones are 22 years old. It is planned that the B-21 will gradually replace all 20 operational B-2 Spirit stealthy bombers and 43 B-1B Lancer conventional bombers that currently are not tasked to carry nuclear weapons. Interestingly, the aging B-52 Stratofortress strategic bombers, that were developed back in the late 1940s, will remain in service with the U.S. Air Force. The bat-like B-21 Raider was developed to attack Russian and Chinese targets of highest priority with nuclear weapons. This bomber is made of composite material with a radar-absorbent honeycomb structure. It also has a special coating which provides much of its stealth. It was designed using far more advanced computers than the B-2 and on the first look has more aerodynamic surfaces, while maintaining stealth. The B-21 is smaller and lighter than the B-2. This bomber has minimal radar and infrared signature. It has a radar cross-section should be around 0.0001 square meters. This stealthy bomber can carry new weapons including nuclear-tipped stealthy cruise missiles, such as AGM-158A JASSM and extended-range AGM-158B JASSM-ER. These stealthy missiles were specially designed to penetrate advanced Russian and Chinese air defense systems. The AGM-158A has a range of 370 kilometers, while the improved AGM-158B has a range of 930 kilometers. Both missiles have conventional warheads. So the B-21 can launch its missiles at standoff range, without entering enemy air defense zone. Around 16 of these missiles can be carried. The B-21 Raider can also carry AGM-154 CJSOW precision glide bombs. These have a range of 22 to 130 kilometers depending on release altitude and were designed to attack hardened targets. Other weapons carried by the B-21 could include thermonuclear free-fall bombs and penetration bombs. It is unclear if the B-21 Raider uses a shielded radar, electro-optical systems or satellite navigation system to identify its targets, though it is most likely that this aircraft has an advanced electronic warfare system. This bomber is operated by a crew of 2. Cockpit as well as instrument panels of the B-21 bomber were kept in secrecy. Unit price of the B-21 Raider is unknown. However, most likely that it exceeds the B-2 price of $900 million per unit by a significant margin. So highly likely that the B-21 is the costliest warplane ever built.